Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everybody. Today, inshallah, we are going to learn a new grammar lesson from Unit 9. Okay. Our lesson today, let's start directly. Our lesson today is about comparatives and superlatives. Okay. Remember that, guys. In Unit 8, if you remember, we studied them, but with ER and EST. If you remember, like higher and highest, taller, tallest, fatter, fattest. Do you remember that? Nice. Today, inshallah, we're going to use what? More and most. Let's start with more. We compare with more if we are comparing two things or people. Two things or what? Or people. Okay, let's have an example. Jana has more books than Nuran. Jana has more books than Nuran. Let's have another example. My pencil is more different than yours. On the first example, we were comparing between Jana and Nuran. On the second one, we are comparing between my pencil and your pencil. Have you got it? Nice. Now let's move to the most. Yes, comparing with the most. Use the most as a superlative form if you are comparing more than two things or people. The same, but the superlative. Do you remember the EST? Nice. For example, Jana has the most books. Jana has the most books. Another one, I have the most different pencil. I have the most different pencil. Nice. Now let's move to less and few. Let's start with less. We use less to compare things that we cannot count. We cannot count like what? Such as water, rice, air, or juice. Can we say waters, rices, airs, juices? Of course not. Have you ever heard about that? Of course not. For example, a baby breathes less air than an adult. A baby breathes less air than an adult. I have less juice than you. Okay. Now, how to differentiate between the nouns that can be counted and that cannot be counted? Look at this question. What juice do you have? Yes, how many? Correct. Really? Really, it's correct? Is it correct, really? Of course not. How many? No. How much? Because juice cannot be counted. Very good. So we used how much. Now let's move to the least. Use the least as a superlative form with things that you can't count. The same method, but with the least. Okay? Nice. For example, she had the least shoes. A baby breathes the least air. Nice. Now let's move to comparing with few. Use few to compare things you can count, such as books, pencils, or boards. For example, Jana has fewer books than Nuran. Nada has fewer pencils than Salman. Now choose the correct answer. How much or many pencils does Nada have? Yes, very good. Clap for all of you. Much is the wrong answer. Why, Mister? Because pencils can be counted. It's pencils. Pencils. Okay, guys? So, how many pencils? Now, we are about the last part, comparing with the fewest. Use the fewest as a superlative form with things you can count. The same, guys, but of course as a superlative form. such as books, pencils, or boards. For example, Jana has the fewest books. Nada has the fewest pencils. Okay, guys, now we have reached the last part, and I wish you have understood everything. And please write some examples of what you have understood and what you have learned in the comments below. Thank you, guys, and see you. Bye bye.